Have you ever felt your heart grow cold towards someone you once couldn't imagine living without? Maybe it was a friend who used to make you laugh until your sides hurt, but now their voice feels like background noise. Perhaps it was family members whose presence once brought comfort, but now leaves you feeling drained and disconnected. Or maybe it was that person you thought you'd love forever, but suddenly their touch feels foreign and their words land like echoes in an empty room. You're not losing your mind. You're not becoming heartless. Something deeper is happening to your spirit, and by the end of this message, you'll understand why this painful distance might actually be the most loving thing God has ever done for your soul. You've probably spent sleepless nights wondering what's wrong with you, staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning, replaying conversations that used to flow like water but now feel forced and shallow. You catch yourself pretending to care about topics that once sparked passion in your heart, nodding along to discussions that feel like they're happening in a foreign language. The people you used to seek out for comfort now feel like strangers wearing familiar faces. Their laughter sounds different. Their concerns feel trivial. Their energy feels heavy in ways you can't quite explain. Maybe you've been carrying guilt about this shift, wondering if you're becoming selfish or judgmental. You've probably asked yourself 1,000 times why the conversations that used to energize you now leave you feeling empty and restless. Why does their presence, which once brought you peace, now make you want to retreat into solitude? You might have even tried to force the old connections back to life, pushing yourself to show up the way you used to, but it feels like trying to fit into clothes that no longer belong to your body. Here's what nobody tells you about spiritual transformation. It doesn't just change what you believe, it changes what you can tolerate. It shifts what feeds your soul and what drains it. When your consciousness begins to expand, when your spirit starts reaching toward higher truths, you don't just see the world differently, you feel it differently. And some relationships, no matter how cherished they once were, simply cannot survive the frequency change happening within your soul. Think of it like this. Imagine you've been living your entire life wearing glasses that made everything appear one way, and suddenly those glasses are removed. The world doesn't look wrong now. It looks clear, but the people around you are still wearing the old glasses, still seeing through the same lens you used to share. They're not bad people. They're not wrong. They're simply operating from a different level of awareness, and that difference creates a gap that feels impossible to bridge. This is where the spiritual concept of vibrational alignment becomes crucial to understand. Everything in creation carries an energetic frequency. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, even your desires all vibrate at specific levels. When you begin to awaken spiritually, when you start questioning deeper truths and seeking authentic connection with the divine, your internal frequency begins to shift. You start resonating with higher states of consciousness. Peace becomes more attractive than drama. Authenticity becomes more valuable than approval. Growth becomes more important than comfort. The people you're losing interest in aren't necessarily vibrating at lower frequencies because they're lesser beings. They're simply tuned to different stations of existence right now. And just like a radio can't clearly receive multiple frequencies at once, your spirit begins to naturally distance itself from energetic patterns that no longer match your internal state. It's not conscious rejection, it's spiritual physics. Maybe you've noticed that small talk feels unbearable now. Those conversations about weather, gossip, complaints, and surface-level concerns feel like they're pulling your energy downward. You find yourself craving discussions about purpose, meaning, growth, and connection to something greater. But when you try to steer conversations in that direction, you're met with blank stares, subject changes, or uncomfortable jokes that deflect from the depth you're seeking. This isn't about becoming superior or thinking you're better than anyone else. This is about recognizing that your soul is calling you toward alignment with your true nature. And sometimes, that calling requires you to step away from patterns, places, and people that keep you operating below your authentic frequency. It's not punishment, it's protection. It's not loss, it's liberation. The hardest part might be realizing that some of these people you're growing distant from are family members, lifelong friends, or romantic partners you genuinely love. Your heart still cares deeply for their well-being, but your spirit can no longer pretend to be satisfied with connections that feel forced or inauthentic. This creates a beautiful paradox. As you detach from unhealthy relationship patterns, you actually develop the capacity to love these people more purely, without the need to change them or receive something specific from them in return. What you're experiencing isn't coldness, it's clarity. You're not losing your ability to love. You're discovering what true love actually looks like when it's not mixed with codependency, people-pleasing, or fear of being alone. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for someone is to stop enabling patterns that keep both of you stuck in lower frequencies of existence. And here's where everything begins to make sense about why this season of relational distance might be exactly what your soul needs right now. This spiritual awakening you're experiencing isn't happening in isolation. It's part of a divine design that requires you to step away from certain connections so your soul can fully align with its true purpose. When God begins to shift your consciousness toward higher truths, He often creates what feels like loneliness, but is actually sacred solitude. This isn't abandonment. This is preparation for a deeper level of spiritual intimacy that most people never discover. Your need for authentic connection is intensifying because your spirit is maturing. Just like a child outgrows certain toys and friendships as they develop, your soul is outgrowing relationships that were perfect for who you used to be, but can't sustain who you're becoming. The conversations that once satisfied you now feel hollow because your capacity for depth has expanded. You're not being difficult or unrealistic. You're simply operating from a place of spiritual hunger that can no longer be fed by surface-level interactions. This is where understanding the concept of spiritual seasons becomes essential. Just as nature moves through cycles of planting, growing, harvesting, and resting, your relationships follow similar patterns. Some people are meant to be in your life for a season of laughter and lightness. Others are there for seasons of learning and challenge. But only a few are designed to walk with you through every season of your spiritual evolution. And right now, you might be in a winter season relationally, where God is allowing certain connections to become dormant so new growth can emerge in spring. The guilt you feel about pulling away from people who love you is actually evidence of your compassionate heart. But here's a truth that might surprise you. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to stop showing up inauthentically. When you pretend to be interested in conversations that drain your spirit, when you force laughter at jokes that don't resonate with your soul, when you participate in activities that feel misaligned with your values, you're not just betraying yourself. You're also preventing those relationships from evolving into something more genuine or naturally concluding with grace. Think about the people in your life who consistently leave you feeling energetically depleted after spending time with them. These aren't necessarily bad people with malicious intentions. They might be dealing with their own pain, operating from fear-based mindsets, or simply living from a level of consciousness that conflicts with your growing spiritual awareness. When you continue forcing these connections, you're actually enabling patterns that keep both of you stuck in cycles that prevent authentic growth. Your heart isn't growing cold, it's growing wise. This distance you feel isn't disconnection. It's divine alignment guiding you toward relationships that honor the sacred person you're becoming. Trust this season of spiritual discernment. The right connections will meet you at your new frequency when the time is perfect.